Hello everyone, Mira Kelly here. With this conversation, my goal is to help you navigate the dating experience and feel empowered. And to make all the spiritual principles we understand very practical and very applicable to a process, the dating process, which can be very challenging for many of us. One of the things that guarantees our success on the path of finding our person is really how quick are we able to let go of the people who are not our people, our person, right? But in general, to narrow the dating pool to our people. And so because of that, we often talk about the red flags and honoring those flags, seeing them, recognizing them. However, here's what's so interesting. We always talk about red flags in hindsight when we're willing to explain why we finally let go to soothe our pain. And so today, ahead of time, I actually want to discuss a very specific red flag with you because in general, when we dive into a relationship, we talk about watching out for the red flags, but we don't really know what those are, right? We just wait for them to hit us in the face between the eyes, and then we say, oh, that was a red flag. So ahead of time, let me give you something to consider. A red flag to watch out for. So I'm going to share a personal story and we're going to build from there. Some time ago, I was on a dating app and I connected with a man who was drop dead gorgeous. It was literally like, oh my God, how did God create somebody so beautiful? And not only was this person beautiful on the outside, but everything about him that was coming through was beautiful as well. There was great description about what he was looking for and what he was offering. He was hitting all my layers of, what I'm looking for. And there was great timing, great rhythm to the communication and to the exchange. And then we got to the question of what is it that the guy does? And so in his own way, he let me know that he wasn't thrilled about his job. He's not excited about his career. He didn't feel on purpose. And that was my moment where I was like, hold on, stop the presses. No. This is a huge stop sign. This is a giant red flag. Now, we love and care for everyone. However, you understand that when it comes to choosing our mate, we want to be discerning, right? That's the secret sauce we've been talking about, the ingredient that allows us to get there sooner rather than later. So now I have no problem with somebody being lost and confused when it comes to their purpose. After all, this is a huge part of my work. I guide people to understanding their purpose. I'm very quick at identifying people's strengths, seeing the vision of their soul, and helping them reach to that place of empowerment for themselves. However, when it comes to my life partner, I don't want this person to be lost and confused in his purpose, because there is a ton of implications that come out of it. So first of all, if this person is lost and confused in terms of their career and their purpose, that tells me right then and there that this is not a man, that this is a man-child. Meaning, guys, no offense, all right? I love you all. But this is a man who has not stepped into his full power and potential. This is a man who is still looking for his ground where to build. He's still looking to answer the question of who am I? Now, if I partner with a man like that, that means that I am naturally, instinctively instinctively going to step into the role of being the masculine providing energy and being the mother and being the therapist. And you know what? I have learned that lesson long ago. Don't go there. Don't go there, because then me as a woman doesn't get honored. Me as a woman, my feminine becomes very masculine so that I can provide love and support and kindness and nurture and care. So that's the first thing we immediately lose. We lose our innate femininity as women when we partner up with men who are still looking for their place of power. The second thing that this means and that this implies is that me, as somebody who is so certain of my purpose, I'm so clear on what are my gifts and talents, and why did God put me on this earth? How can I make the world a better place? And what this means is that there will be an incredible imbalance in excitement and enthusiasm about about life. So I guarantee you, without speaking, and this beautiful man that we spoke of earlier as an example, who is our trampoline into these teachings, is that I guarantee you this man struggles with depression. And he was very age appropriate for me, right? We're not talking about me talking to a man who was in his 18 or 21, for example. We're talking about a man who was well into his life. And so what this means is somebody who is still unhappy with his place in life. That means that there's a lot of sadness and depression and personal powerlessness, which again immediately puts me in a place where I am the one who's going to support and provide and hold his hand and nurture his wounds. And so do you see how this takes away from the joy from life, from two whole... It's not a story of two whole people coming together and living fully. This is a story of a whole person. Well, this is not is a story. This would be a story of one whole person, certain of themselves, and one sort of whole person, half a person, trying to find himself. So how is then life fully joyful, fully exciting, fully the all it could be? Now, there's also obviously the possibility, it didn't exist with this man, but I'm just going to speak about this in general, because this man didn't have an outstanding career where he was putting his nose to the grindstone and saying, whatever crap job this is, doesn't matter. I'm going to rise through the ranks. I'm going to do this for money, for prestige, for success, right? I'm just going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to work hard. It was not the case with this man. However, there are men out there who do life that way. They say, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to build my kingdom. I'm going to arrange my life, and then eventually I'll bring the queen in, meaning you, right? So there are men like that as well. However, this is different than what I'm speaking of. And what I'm giving you here is a red flag, because this is a person who, even though he's not fulfilled entirely, he's still in a better place than the original guy we spoke of, right? Because this man knows his personal power. Now, here's the red flag with the second version we're speaking of. The red flag is that eventually, and this is going to happen usually mid-40s, mid-50s, in that range, this man is going to have a midlife crisis. We're speaking of the man who is willing to ignore his own soul's desire and his own soul's guidance, work really hard to put together the monies, to create the success in the career. I am willing 1,000% to guarantee you that this man will reach a midlife crisis. The reason being is because once this man feels stable enough in his career, once there is a resume of accomplishments and a thick bank account based on his standards of what that means, then it's going to come back down to basics. It's going to come back down to, but what does my soul desire? Who am I? What is my truth? Not my father's truth, not needing to live up to the expectations of the generations of men before me in the family, but what is my truth? And this is when men crash and burn and go through a tunnel of throwing it all away and saying, who am I? Who am I? And this is where men go from being accountants and having, for example, successful accounting practices to all of a sudden opening a yoga studio and becoming yoga teachers, right? These are the giant life transformations that men experience when they have not been authentic with their purpose. So if you are on the market for an older man because that's appropriate for you, because that's what you desire, watch out for this red flag. Watch out for the purpose flag, because it's going to come down and crush on things in a very painful way. Even though this usually happens when the man has already been married to somebody and has children and he has been a fantastic provider. But still, maybe those guys exist as single men out there. So watch out for them as red flags. So ideally, best case scenario, my love, the green flag you actually want to watch out for and look for is a man who is happy with his career, with his purpose. Now, it doesn't mean that he is there and he's sitting at the beach all day drinking, cocktails. We always desire more. This is not the point. The point is that he feels that excitement every morning of how lucky am I to wake up and use my abilities, my gifts and talents to create more, to serve more, to give more. This is that deep soul passion of I'm alive, and what a blessing it is to be alive and to create, to fulfill, to do, to grow. This is very different than financial and material success and accomplishment. That's not the purpose that I'm speaking of, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm really speaking to that personal connection with your soul. So if you find a man like that, that's a green flag. Give him a chance. I love you. I'm very excited for your dating adventures. Please comment in the notes below and share with me where you are with your dating journey. Look into all my programs on manifesting love, and of course look into my program called The Breakup Cure, because we do need to heal our hearts from prior relationships when we manifest love. And I look forward to you and I connecting on the next recording, on the next teaching I deliver to you. Bye for now. I love you.